Hello everyone, FlyOver here and welcome to the new video. This going to be our fourth leg of our world tour, and today we're gonna fly from Chumphon, where we were last time. I hope I pronounced it well. I believe Chumphon, right? We are flying to Bangkok International, and it's gonna be a long flight, so today I'm gonna shorten a little bit those procedures. We won't do run up at the runway, but what we're gonna do is a regular checklist and startup. That is what we're gonna do. So first of all, let's close the door. Let's seal it. Let's open the window for now. A little bit of fresh air is amazing, right? And let's bring up our checklists. So we have to do pre-flight. So parking brake is set. Gear selector select down. Okay. Avionics off. Mixture lean. Magnetos off. Battery switch turn on. Check fuel. We have 50%, which is more than enough. Annunciator panel check. Let's check it out. Yes, all light, good. Battery switch can go off now. Okay, flight controls, we're gonna check them later. Flaps, okay, later. Elevator trim is neutral, I believe so. Yes, it is in neutral. Okay, and our pre-flight interior checklist is done. Let's check our circuit breakers. So let me just remove this. Yeah, they are all in. All right. Alternate air is off. Prop, let's set to max RPM. Fuel selector set to the fullest tank, but now we have same. So what we're gonna do is select left tank as first. Okay, so we are done with before engine start. Let's now go to the engine start checklist. So what we're gonna do is let's set up our throttle around there. Okay, battery switch on. Yeah, right, battery switch on, alternator on also. Let's also start our light. Let's start beacon light, so we can actually check all those things at once. Beacon, navigation lights, everything is done. Okay, fuel pump low or use primer button. Yes, we're gonna use primer. And we have fuel flow, as you can see here in this area. So let's lean the mixture a little bit. Mixture reach until flow peaks. Okay, propeller clear. Let's see that nobody is around, and nobody is around, so we can start our engine and then push mixture to max. We have engine running. Let's set it up around 1500 RPM. Something like this. That's good. We can even close the window now, so it's not noisy that much, right? Okay. So let's just check all of that. Magnetos are on, throttle at 1500 RPM, oil pressure is good, check, and we can go for taxiing checklist. So landing light, turn on, avionics, we can now turn on all of our avionics. That, walk on standby, and also let's turn on the DME, right? Okay, avionics is on, radios set Okay, radius are not set. Let's set radius. Our first waypoint is actually Chumphon VOR, which is 110.0. So 110.0, 110.0, and our first direction or course is going to be 018. 018. So let's set here 018. So we have here 010, 015, 1, 2, 3. Let's say this is going to be 018. So 110.0, and now we have it. Yes, that's good. And our next VOR is going to be Hua Hin. It's somewhere in the middle, halfway to the Bangkok, and the frequency of that VOR is 113.3. So let's set it up here, 113.3, and this one is still far away, we cannot catch it, but when we are in the air, I believe we're gonna catch that frequency already. So that is our second VOR, and after that we have another one VOR which we're gonna tune, of course, later. So that's it. Altimeter for today is let me see, 1011. So let's set up altimeter 1011, going to be somewhere like this, 1011, and let's set up here too, something like this. Okay, even I never look at this altimeter, but okay. So heading indicator, we need actually we need our to set on our runway heading, which is going to be 061. So let's set up our heading indicator to 061, 61, something like that. Yes, that is going to be our runway heading. And what else? Taxi area is clear, hopefully. Well, beside those two guys, but they will move. Parking brake, and we're gonna check those things when we taxi, right? So let's go taxi out. We are going to take off from runway 06, which is just here to the right. So I'm going to release parking brake, and see, that guy already moved. Nice of him. So let's go and taxi to the runway. We will have to backtrack the runway because we don't have taxiway all the way. So before we enter runway, actually what we're going to do is set up our squawk to on, and also what I'm going to do is turn on our anti-collision light. Now we will stop here, and first we're gonna check for traffic. We should have some traffic, but there is nobody, everything is clear, so we can just continue our taxi, actually backtrack, right, to the beginning of the runway. I mean, Technically, I could take off even from this intersection, but let's just use whole runway when we already have it. Why not? I'm gonna lower down the RPM now because taxing too fast. Slow down a bit and let's make a turn. And line up with the center line. All right. Okay, so now let's check it out. Prop is full, we don't need flaps. Landing light is on, mixture is full, radios are set, everything is set, so actually we can take off. We have our altimeter, we have fuel tank set. Let me just start the stopwatch because of the fuel, right? And what we can do now is just take off. Let's set up our manifold pressure to around 40 and release our brake and we can take off. Oh my god, why is bring me to the right now? Very weird. Yeah, we have some crosswind, I believe. Oh, this is so difficult, but there is our speed for takeoff. Look at this, and we are in the air. All right, my god, that was so difficult. I don't know why this happened, but it was really difficult to hold the airplane on the line. Very weird. Let's set our autopilot to a heading. And let's take care about our climb. Let's pick up at least 1,000 feet. Like that. Now we can start turning our heading in the direction of where we are going now, and that is going to be something like this. Like we always say, we gonna capture this localizer at the 45 angle approximately. That is easier. If we go directly, the needle will go too fast and we will actually pass it. I mean, we always pass it anyway, but the thing is that it's better to capture it on an angle, and then when you establish your localizer, and as you can see, the needle is slowly moving. So what I'm going to do is just turn the Omni mode, and we are close to 2,500 feet. Our flight altitude will be 3,500 feet for today. So yeah. and that is 3,000 feet. Let's slow down our climb a bit. And we can press here our altitude hold at 3,500 feet. That's good. Now when we establish our cruise altitude, we can lower down the props to around 2,400 and also our throttle to about 30 or 33 of manifold pressure. That is good. Let me just turn off that automatic gear extension because we don't need that. And this lamp is non-stop blinking and actually bugging me. So yeah, there we go. We are not in the range of our next VOR. Interesting. Yeah, we are pretty far. We have like 120 nautical miles until that VOR, and then another 84 miles to our destination of Bangkok. So yeah, weather should be good. Let's check our temperature and let's set up our speed. So temperature is, I would say it's around 20 degrees. So 20 degrees and we fly at 3,500 feet. So let's set up like this, 2,000, 3,000, 10, 20 degrees, let's say something like this. And we have around 145 knots of true airspeed, which is, I believe, something like that. Yeah, it is correct. Okay. Now we just fly and enjoy the scenery. Let's look around a little bit. Let's actually go outside and check it out. Let's see what we have here. My God, it's mostly trees, forests and agricultural area. Here and there some villages. Very, very beautiful. I like it. I don't know what is that. This is like almost trees in the line. I don't know what is it, but it looks cool. Let's go inside. Yeah, we will fly all the way along the coast. That is my plan. So let's check what will be our landing runway. At this moment it will be 21 left or right, whatever, but it may change until we reach to our destination. It may change, it may be 03. We're gonna see that. And what I'm going to do is continue flying like this. Just before I turn off recording, let's just lean the mixture. Let's just set up the mixture. Let's find the peak. Okay, oh, there we go. There is the peak. So a little bit below the peak. And let's see our fuel consumption. Yeah, this time is a little bit above 10. It is because I'm forcing 33 instead of 27 of manifold pressure. I mean, I can change that, but then we're gonna be slow, so it's better like this. this is not saving flight, but it's gonna be fast flight because there is a long way until our destination, right? So yeah, we just set up heading for any case, and that's it. I'm gonna bring you back when something is happened or when we need to change our course. Alright, we are now around 15 miles from the VOR where we need to change the course, and you should see here one small airport. I believe that's it. Let me see now. It should be one small airport. Yeah, it looks like that. It definitely looks like that. It could be one small airport, and also a big airport is where the VOR is, in about 14 miles. So the big airport and our VOR where we're gonna change course. So we're gonna change course to 027, and also as you can see, I already changed the frequency to the VOR where we're going, but I also tuned the frequency of Bangkok VOR, and we already captured that frequency here. So when we're going to change our course, I will switch to that frequency here in Nav1, so we can just fly directly to the Bangkok VOR. What else? Yes, of course I forget to change the fuel tank, so now I change it, and you can see I have total imbalance in the fuel left and right. So I'm spending this tank now at the moment to equalize with this one, and then I'm going to switch left and right as usual. Okay, so we are still like 10 miles from our course change. I'm gonna keep you here with me. What else? But we can already prepare our new course. So let's see now. It won't be big change, it will be just few millimeters to the right, actually, not big change. But what we can do now is switch to the heading, and we can tune here 117.7. Well, actually, let's wait for a second. Let's be around 3 miles from the VOR, and then we're going to change the frequency, because otherwise I won't be able to track where we are above the VOR. But we're gonna see, because it's a big airport actually down there, somewhere here. It's not visible yet, but it should be visible very soon. So around 3 miles before that VOR, I'm going to change frequency and set a course. Actually, course we can set already. So let me just go here. If this one was 018, then this is 020, and we need 027. So this is 025, 6, 7, something like that, approximately. Something like that. Yeah, that is going to be our new direction. So like I said, it's just a little bit to the right, not much, no big deal, right? We are now 4 0.8 miles from the VOR, and we should already be the airport somewhere. Oh, there it is. There it is. Look, there is the runway. There is the airport, and what we can do now is change our frequency. You know, my luck today is that I have backwind. I have wind from my back like 7 knots and actually make me faster a bit, which is awesome, right? So 117.7, that is going to be our course, and as you can see, we can already switch to the there. Let's let the autopilot to establish the course to the VOR. It's going to fly a little bit how to say, higher angle than me. I set it around few degrees, but autopilot want to intercept that course as soon as possible. That's why we adjust us to much more angle to the needle, and you will see now when needle comes straight, it's gonna turn left and establish this heading. It's super easy, and we are around 84 miles from the, so that means 84 miles, that means we are right above the airport down there, because from that VOR until Bangkok VOR is exactly 84 miles. As you can see, we are slowly establishing the course. And I'm going to check actually again what runway will be active in the Bangkok, and it say again 21. The 21 is the opposite runway from the direction where we are coming. It's going to be opposite runway, but I won't set anything yet because it may change actually. It may easy change. So maybe we're gonna land to runway 03, we're gonna see that. I'm not gonna set anything until we are close, like maybe 20 miles to the airport, and then we're gonna see actually what we're gonna do. Right, we are now established on course and we are good to go, so we need to do anything anymore except enjoy. And I'm gonna bring you again when we are about to descend and make our approach. As you can see, we are approaching the land already. We are only 29 miles away from our final VOR and from the airport where we're gonna land. And lucky us, imagine runway has changed, so wind is now in opposite direction. So what we can do actually is land on the runway we are actually approaching to. So we don't need to do any special procedure for approach. We will practically approach straight into ILS. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to later, of course not now, later, I'm gonna tune ILS here, and then we're gonna just establish the localizer and glide slope and land on the runway, because it is really in our direction approximately, like this. I'm not sure, is it already visible? I don't think so, because it's kind of far, but it should be somewhere in that direction approximately, our airport, right? So yeah, that is what is going to be. So what we need to do now is monitor our distance and slowly start our descent, because for this ILS exact we need to be at 1100 feet. So as you can see, because of the wind we gain some altitude, and also QNH on this airport is 1010. So I'm gonna set QNH 1010 right now, and that is going to be right like this, and also there, yeah, like that. So QNH set, and yeah, we can start already plan our descent. So let's turn on the landing lights, and let's release the altitude hold and start slowly descending. Just let's lower down our throttle a bit so we don't gain any speed, and slowly descend to 1100 feet. We don't need to rush because we are still 22 miles away, but we can descend so we can better see scenery a little bit. This is Bangkok, big city, right? So it's gonna be interesting to see something. So yeah, definitely I wanna see a little bit of scenery around. Anyway, we are going to descend, so now I'm gonna put mixture and the props high up on maximum, and maybe slow down the throttle a little bit more. (2,700 feet). We can actually adjust our pitch a little bit less than now, so maybe around 500 feet, 600 feet, something like that. It's totally enough. Yeah, something like that. That is going to be cool. And I don't see our airport yet. See if we can see it. Nope, not yet. It's still far. But what we can do, actually, we can switch to a heading mode. We are still 19 miles away, but what we can do is we have tuned our VOR here, but I'm going to tune the ILS, which is going to be 109 decimal 7, and yeah, we already have it. Yeah, that is awesome. So our course for the runway will be 029. 029 will be like 030 and then one less, maybe something like this. Yeah, something like this, right? So what we need to do now, pay attention on our altitude, because we are a little bit low, but let's set up like this, and also let's move our heading to intercept our ILS, just like that. Let's hold our altitude now. Let's hold our altitude now. Let's stay around 1,200 feet. That will be okay for the ILS. It should be 1100, but let's first intercept the localizer and then we're gonna, because as you can see, oh, there it is, we already have our localizer captured, so I will let autopilot to establish. Let me just set up heading, and we are definitely below our glide slope, so we have no problem with altitude. We have problem with glide slope, but that's fine. There is no problem. There is no problem. We're gonna establish. We still have plenty of time to establish, and what we can do is actually lower down our gear, which will additionally descend our not descend, but decrease the speed of our aircraft. And when I see the airport, I'm going to start deploying the flaps. I believe that's the airport in the distance. However, we are still kind of far. We have time, no problem at all. We are around 12 miles away from the VOR, and VOR is just in front of the runway, so yeah, around 12 miles. And you can see already there is the airport. There is the airport, and yeah, I'm gonna stay on this altitude until glide slope become alive. That is just fine, and we can enjoy in the scenery of city of Bangkok. I don't have any add-ons actually, but at least we can enjoy. It is pretty accurate here in MSFS. It always is. So let's check. Our DME to our ILS is 13 miles. That's fine. And we are almost established on the localizer, which is good. And regarding the glide slope, we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait and fly in that direction until we see that needle is start to moving down. Let me just put a little bit of throttle back, just a little bit. Maybe start to deploying the flaps slowly. We are aiming for speed of like between 70 and 80 knots. For the landing, of course. We are still waiting. Our glide slope is not alive yet. Let me just adjust the heading in case of missed approach, of course. I'm still using the right tank, and I think it's gonna stay like that. There is a little bit of wind, you can see. We are a little bit moving left and right, but that's totally fine. And I don't expect any troubles. We're gonna be just fine. So we are just waiting now for our glide slope actually to become alive. And then we're gonna descend further and slow down further. I am going to land with second flaps, not with full flaps, because I realize that my aircraft is much more stable when I don't give full flaps. When I give full flaps, it becomes very difficult to control the aircraft. You really need to fight with a stick, but when you set the second notch of flaps, you actually have more control. And our glide slope started to move, as you can see. So what we are going to do now is try to follow the glide slope. There we go. We need to catch up the glide slope. We are a little bit high, but that's fine for now. Not too high, just a little bit high, which is okay. Better to be high a little bit than too low, right? Wow, what happened with the scenery? Did you see that? All that buildings all of a sudden disappear and come back. Very weird. Yeah, I guess it's not perfect. So we are looking good on the glide slope. Still a little bit above, but fine. Now we are on the glide slope, you can see. Looking good, looking good. Take our hands and land on our own. A little bit close to those tree tops, but not a big deal. That looked good to me. And I believe we can vacate to the left. That is going to be our parking for today. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bangkok. Right. Okay, let me just stop a bit. Let's turn off our walk, turn off our landing lights, and also lower the flaps. This, and now we can taxi to our parking of choice. I really have no idea where I'm going to park, but it's fine, we can park somewhere here. I don't have scenery for this airport. It's just default, but I don't mind. As I can see, here is some general aviation parking. So what I'm going to do is park just somewhere here. Let's just go to the right. We can actually park anywhere here because everything is empty. This is not general aviation, this is a parking for big aircraft. Just it's okay, we can choose any small spot, like somewhere around here. Yeah, that is good for me. Pull the parking brake and let's close the aircraft. So what we need to do is turn off our avionics first, like this. Then we can turn off our lights, and then we can cut off our fuel, put the props to the minimum, like that. We can turn off our alternator, our battery, our magnetos, fuel flow, and set aircraft into a cold and dark position. That is going to be it, and thank you very much for watching. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bangkok. We cannot see much, but I promise you we're gonna have some. Look at this one going. Oh, okay. So we're gonna have some flight around Bangkok, or actually sightseeing or whatever, maybe in the next episode, because next episode we are going north from the Bangkok, so it's gonna be interesting. I believe we will have many things to see. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye.